Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So we have a new pack within the Zen Market for a limited time from May the 13th to May the 20th, where we can go and purchase a pack which will give us account-wide Mythic companions. And now this is a first and will definitely help out with regards to having alternate characters and having that companion bolster, much like we have with Mount Bolster. Well, this pack you can obtain within the events tab of the Zen store. We can see it's this mighty bundle here with a hefty price tag. Be sure to try and get a coupon where you get at least 20% off for this. Now in this bundle you can obtain a wide variety of things. I'm not sure why they have listed it at such a huge price, probably to incentivize people to actually purchase Zen with real money. Ideally they would have these split up, but that aside, with this pack you're going to obtain initially the Golden Companion Pack with those account-wide Mythic Augment Companions. Now unfortunately, there's actually a chance at which to obtain one of these, and this is what I really hate. A chance to obtain one of these 4 companions with spending this much Zen. It could at very least be a choice pack of one of the 4. However, they like to just screw us over with RNG, so you'll be having to purchase this multiple times to obtain the right companion for you. Now we can also obtain with this pack 6 rank 15 Runestones. These are choice packs with literally all of the different Runestones available to us. You'll get all 6, so if you're a new player, I guess that's handy out because 15 is the max rank and you need 6 of them anyway. If you're a DPS character, be sure to pick up those Indomitable Runestones. Then finally we also get a companion choice pack with legendary account-wide companions. Now there were very few legendary companions available to us, but none that were account-wide. So this I guess is a plus, and it does have a wide variety and some of which are actually useful. So let's start off by going over the Mythic companions. First up we have the Golden Goat, and it will give you these powers right here of your Masters of the Craft, which is a very new enhancement power, basically increasing your Forte up by 7.5%. Now interestingly enough, benefits from Forte can be pretty good, but it will depend on what class you're on. In the offense power, as we have the Golden Goat's Instincts, it can slot into defense, utility, or offense, so it can slot anywhere, and it will give 7.5% Forte, which again, Forte will depend on what class you're playing on and which paragon. For example, on this tank, the Justicar, we can see Forte will give me defense, crit strike, and deflect severity. And unfortunately, as a tank, I'm really not going to benefit as much from offense stats as I would defense stats for stacking up survivability. So in my opinion, stacking Forte percentage isn't that great unless you really have no other options. If we look in my companions tab, I'm running with companions, well ideally I would, that would just give me pure defensive stats. You can see in my offense stat, there are options that I can run here that would give me complete defensive stats. So potentially I could run with the Forte one here to obtain some more, as we can see our Forte, defense and deflect severity. Now in my opinion, the Goat in all classes is going to be the least one you want to be obtaining. Forte's not really great. You could get it on a healer to up that divinity regen, as we can see right there, but otherwise on a DPS, a tank, there's not much point in having Forte. The enhancement bonus could be nice if you can cap out your other statistics. So then looking at the cat, this would definitely be something you want to be obtaining for a DPS. It gives that combat advantage, 7.5%. The only other options there was the Stalldorf, or you could go with luck and use the Wild Hunt Rider. And this is pretty decent, again stacking all up with defense, utility, or an offense slot, so you can slot it anywhere. It gives acute senses, which we already have from other companions. Then we have the Golden Bullet Pup, and uniquely this will give us outgoing healing of a singular stat, so it now gives 7.5% outgoing healing rather than other companions that we can currently obtain. For example, this baby polar bear, which would give a outgoing healing stat, and it would also give a defense, and ideally we'd have something that would just give outgoing healing. So yeah, unfortunately this is definitely something that healers would want to be getting their hands on. This Boulette Pop, the new one. It does also have a new enhancement power of Reinvigorate, where you'll have a chance when healing others to increase you and your companion's outgoing healing by 7.5%, meaning through this companion you can obtain up to a maximum of 15% outgoing healing. This is pretty huge. Now I'll have to actually test this out for myself, how well this procs and whether the chance on it is actually decent like the other ones, because generally you don't heal as often. You do so on a cleric when you have like healing word up, you're healing every few seconds, whereas on a paladin, not so much. And finally, with our mythic companions, we have the golden deep crow egg. And this will give us just awareness here and a new enhancement of honed instincts. Again, giving us this awareness is very beneficial for a tank, as awareness, much like defense, will give us that pure survivability. It's very good since there are not many other powers out there that can actually give much awareness, at least not as much as this Deep Crow. This Deep Crow gives a singular stat and it's all awareness. That's great, and it will stack in defense, offense and utility, so you can throw this into your offense stat and then not have to worry about getting other companions. Like on my tank build, I'm still figuring out what companion to get here, so I might get the Deep Crow for that, but it will really depend on what prices they're placed at, because at the moment I can complete all content and I really don't have to worry about improving my build too much, I guess, until the new trial comes along. Anyway, that's all of those 4 new mythic companions available to us. Keep in mind they are account wide, so if you play multiple characters with the other classes, then this would be ideal to obtain them to, effectively rack up those companions and get this bolster nice and high just cheaply. You don't have to worry about companion upgrade tokens. As for the legendary companion pack, we can obtain the Alpha Compy. Pretty decent, but not that good anymore, I guess, because it's giving power. A lot of DPS characters don't need it. I do like to run it with my Paladin healer, since power isn't part of their forte, so it's a bit harder to obtain. So this would help. Then you have the red Slaad. I don't really know who's going to want this, since it's giving the accuracy and critical severity. Critical severity is very easy to obtain, so there won't be much need for this. Then we have the green slime, decent for defense. You can see I'm running on a tank. Minstrel, pretty trash because it gives an offense and defensive stats there, so no reason really to run it whatsoever. Then in our tamed Velociraptor, it's pretty good when you get into a party with 5 people running this, but again, since DPS have power as their forte stat, power is just too easy to cap out for this to be worth anything. Then the Phase Spider, this is definitely very good for DPS. It's very well sought after since it's a defense slotted companion and it gives that crit chance and combat advantage. But since we now have the new companion, the Cat, slotting into defense, giving combat advantage, I think people will turn to that instead of this Phase Spider now. Then we do have the Batiri, very good for when you're going up against most bosses, since it will give you a big chunk of damage boost. This on Mythic should give you 11 additional damage against bosses. I don't know why there's a tooltip error there, but I believe it's mirroring the Batiri I currently have on this character. Then finally we have the Rhymefire Golem. Again, it gives defensive stat and a offensive stat, so just completely useless. And that's it really. You're just getting this golden companion pack with a chance of obtaining one of the 4 mythics. Then we have the 6 Runestone choice pack, and then we have the companion choice pack with the legendary ones with no unique companions. These golden companions are all unique in their own right in terms of what stats they give. They have some nice new enhancements there, but other than that, they are going to be very expensive. People, of course, will post the ones they don't need on the auction house. We can probably look up and see if we can find any new mythic companions out just yet. You can see we have Golden Deep Crow and Golden Boulette, and the pricings of them are just insane right now because they have a monopoly kind of, so we'll just have to wait and people will drive down the prices. But you're probably going to have to assume they're not really going to drop any lower than around 10 million, I would assume. So that's going to be everything for this pack. Unfortunately, I'm not going to purchase it right now. I might do so at a later date, I guess give a showcase of all of these companions. They are really nothing special, they're just golden variants of companions we already have in the game. So hopefully this was at least somewhat insightful, I guess, giving my opinions on these new mythic companions. They're very good if you're running all 8 classes and haven't yet upgraded all your companions to get that 100% bolster. Myself, I only really run 2 characters, so if I am interested to run the other classes, it would be beneficial to obtain all 4 mythic companions and have them account wide then and there. If I presented this well, consider leaving the video a like, and if you're new around here, consider subscribing, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.